Good morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. and it's October 25th. As I stated yesterday, I think this market is going to play around this 200-day moving average on the SPY. It's exactly what it's doing. It's basically coiling for the next move up or the next move down. I don't think the market knows yet what it wants. We have a big earnings week, right? So basically, Microsoft is up, Google is down, right? That's basically the story, and it puts us right at the most traded price of the month, of yesterday, of the week in the ES futures. So again, we're back to balance. All right. And we'll look at that structure, right? So that's where we are in balance. Nothing's happening. Nothing's really happening. Okay. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Stevie Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market. Also use supply and demand, gamma exposure, most trader price of the year, the month, the week, of the previous day. Sometimes even longer term composite levels, right? 5 years, 10 years, to just see structure in the market. Okay, high volume nodes are magnets. Low volume nodes can act to support a resistance or get blown through. There is a video I have on here that I do a little volume profile lesson. All right, give you some cool things about the volume profile. Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe, set an alert. That would be much appreciated. All right, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Also, you can follow me on social media at X at Gonzo719. Okay, we're gonna get right into the futures watch list. Let's do that together. All right. Well, Bitcoin's been making a monster move. Okay. Now Bitcoin is up 1.64%. It's at 34,400, right? 34,400. Ether is up 0.62. Crude is up 0.3. The Dow is up 0.29. The dollar is up 0.14. Okay. Gold. Okay. Gold, because of the war, it's got like a triple top up at 2,000 something. So who knows? But it's caught a bid lately, and the dollar's up and gold's up. So that's probably because of the war, right? Usually the dollar goes up, metals go down. 10-year yield reports at 820. The 30-year bonds are pretty much flat. They're right here. They're down 0.11. All right. Yields are at 4.84. So we'll have to see how that reports. Probably around flat. So ES is down 0.18. VIX is down 0.32, even though the market is a little down, right? So Russell is down 0.36. The Nasdaq is down 0.41, and silver is down 0.57. That's the more volatile metal, silver. All right. So even the VIX is down and the market is down. Pretty interesting, right? It's just because we're balancing. Okay. Moving on. Stocks. I like the day trading swing trade. All right. So Microsoft. That's the news. They beat. They beat even their own expectations. So that is up 4.47%. All right. Closed at 330. Currently at 345. Boeing just beat earnings. They're up 3%. All right. I'm really liking Boeing. All right. But this market doesn't get in gear yet. But I really like the break of 190 and hold that. That would be very nice. It's been beaten down. Okay. Coin went all the way up almost to 90, which is a huge positive gamma level. Almost went up to 90 and then kind of sold off all the way down to 82. Okay. So that's up 1.62%. That just got a price target raise too by JP Morgan. Let's go down to the laggards. Okay. So we have Roblox. Let's look at this. NVIDIA, AMD, Roblox. Now Amazon's down 0.87. Now remember, they have cloud AWS. So Snow is cloud based. So this is all like the negative news from the cloud and from Google and from AI. They didn't even mention it really that much. So market's worried about. Google's falling behind in the AI race. The cloud didn't perform as well as expected, so that is down 6.09%. Okay, it's taken down the communication sector. All right, that is down to 130. Okay, closed at 138, currently at 130. 130 is a big negative gamma level. No surprise why it went down there. All right, it's a very big level, and you have to see if that holds. Okay, that's what's going on there. Now, if we go to the top sector stocks here, all right, Qualcomm. I saw that they're doing something with Micron. I don't want to definitely say that, but I'm pretty sure they're doing something with ticker MU. Chevron. Now I'm looking at that. Okay, Chevron just trying to acquire Hess, I believe, and that took a little downturn, right? But that's at a key level right now. Give a good dividend. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just looking at that. Could even be a possible position trade. I'm not sure yet. I want to see what it does at this level. Okay, and now if we're going to go to a laggard, now, yeah, Salesforce. Now Visa actually beat earnings, but they're down 1.41%. Okay, that's what's going on there. All right, so let's move on to sectors. Let's look at the leader. It's technology. That's Microsoft. Okay, followed by energy. All right, and the biggest losers: real estate, semis, and then the biggest one is down is communications, which is Google. It's down 1.42%. Okay, weakest index is the Nasdaq right now, pre-market. Okay, all right. Let's get into some news. News time. All right. So, talked about the Microsoft. Amazon looks like they're in the European Union. It says it has more than 181 million users in the European Union. Directly employs more than 150,000 people in the region. Interesting. All right. Let's just go to here, more or less. All right. So here's the news. Microsoft, Alphabet, Boeing, see up 3.7. T-Mobile is up 1.4. Okay, those are some news items here. Let's look at the economic calendar together. Today, 10 a.m., new home sales. Okay, so I would stay away from entering a trade at 10 a.m., new home sales. We also have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 4:35 p.m. after the market closes. And we have, on the earnings front, what do we have today? We have, after the close, Meta. Meta's the big one today. IBM, ServiceNow. Okay, that's the big one after the close today is Meta. Now Meta is the communication sector. Okay, just like Google. Okay, tomorrow's Amazon after the close. All right, that's the big boy. So big week of earnings. All right, now we can move on. And there's not much probably to speak of on the daily charts. We'll go over it, but there's not tons and tons to speak about. Okay, let's look at it here. Let me just fix this. Oop. Okay, so just as expected, it's playing around. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Here's a 200-day moving average of 422.68, right? So look, the first day we broke it, right? Close under it. Look, we came up, then we couldn't close above it, right? Yesterday we did close above it, right? But where are we at now? 422.87, 422.87. Right, pretty much right at the almost right at the 200-day moving average, right in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay, so we're balancing. Okay, we're balancing, and just if you look to the left, this is where we balanced for 4 days before breaking out. Okay, we're right at that level again. See, if you zoom out a little bit, the express chart, look, orange is last week's highs and lows. We hit that yesterday, went down to last week's lows, caught a bid, right? We're still within last week. This is last month's lows, right? So these levels matter, okay? These levels matter. So that's kind of where we're at. Behind the below the moving averages and at the 200-day moving average, okay? Really have to see here. It's a battle. It's really a battle. Okay? Seasonality favors the bulls, but then high yields favor the bears. We just have to see. We just have to see. Okay? Qs. Let's look at it together. Okay? I've been talking about this weak structure is here. Okay? It's been keep saving these. Now you can look to the left, right? Here's a swing low. We came down here to that basically around this support, resistance as well. Found support here, moved up, right? Came all the way back down, broke this swing low, went up to here to this downtrend line, and went all the way, and then we matched this swing low. And all this congestion here, right? This was balance, and then boom, broke out, right? Well, look where we're at now. Look to the left, you're at balance. And it's, not big into patterns, but obviously this is setting up like a head and shoulders, right? So you got a shoulder, you got the head, another shoulder, and then this low, 351, would be the neckline. If you break that, I think if you break that, you have to find acceptance under this level, but if you do, you're going to go to the 200-day moving average at least 338, 340. Okay? But you have to break it and hold. You can't just look below and then go, "Ooh, we're going," and then watch you get your face ripped off. Okay? So let's look at where we're at now. 357.78. Let's just call it 358. Again, right in the middle of yesterday's range. Right in the middle. We couldn't break out yesterday. Look at that. You got a double top now at 360. 360 was a big positive gamma level. It actually was long. I was long from, what was I long from? I think 357. So I had a decent trade. I was hoping the breakout was coming. Kept some runners on. Still was 100% winner, but over 100% winner. But I kind of felt it. I almost took most of my profits. I had a target set at 360, even a couple pennies under it, and it went up to it went up to 359.11, I think. 359 was the high. Yeah, 359.91. I missed one of my targets by like pennies. That's all right. So that's a break. That could be a breakout level, right? We'll have to see. But right now, in the middle of the muddle. In the middle of the muddle. All right? That's what's going on there. Real quickly, let's just look at the 10-year yield. Let's go to our triple-headed monster. All right, so big push up, right? That high of that day was 4.997, almost a 5% yield. And now we're kind of moving sideways. Okay, so this is moving sideways as well, the bond market. So if the bond market, if the yields rise, that's going to put weight on tech stocks. Okay, if they fall, it's going to push a rally up. So you just got to be real, pay attention to this. Okay, let's go to the VIX. VIX still got some fear. 18 VIX, starting to fall off a little bit, right? Starting to fall off. We're underneath last month's highs. Okay, inside last week. Have to really see. Okay, dollar now is above some of those levels that I talked about. So here's the range. If we're going to talk about a range, you can probably say, this is the range. We could actually extend that out. Let's extend this out. That's really the range of the dollar. It's just been in this range. Okay, 106, this here, last month's highs. Can it break it, right? Or does it break down below this level, 105.58? And again, strong dollar is not good for equities. Okay, a weaker dollar is. So, and commodities. So that's, that's a triple-headed monster. Now we can move right on into my favorite, the market profile and the volume profile. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so you can see already this balanced profile. All right, let's look at structure together. All right, so what's the structure telling us? Now, obviously, we're in balance, okay? So let's look at this together. So we got a little bit of excess on the top. We have a lot of volume here and a perfect bell curve. Perfect bell curve. Now look, price again, 42.63. Price is right there. Why is it there? It's the most traded price of yesterday, most traded price of the last week, and the most traded price of the last month. You can't get any more balanced than that. Okay? Can't get any more balanced than that. So we kind of have a big weak low here. Okay? So you look, you have overnight low, yesterday's low, and the previous day's overnight low. So you got, if we revisit this, you could see a little flush. Okay? There. Those are kind of stacked up. But you also have here, this 42.40 is the most traded price of this year. So there's a lot of big levels around here, right? A lot of confluence, a lot of big levels. Okay? So let's look at this. And there's not much to dive into. We're in balance. Okay? Let's look at this. All right, so here's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. Now, yesterday came into the demand zone, popped out of it, right? So here's the overnight. Okay, now, overnight, let's look at the inventory. This is the only long activity. So all is short, right? So you're about 95% net short in the overnight. Now, this is no edge now because look, price is at the midpoint of the session. So you're in balance. Doesn't matter now. The price has to be down here in order for you to go, wow, we're 100% net short and the bottom. That's usually a trap. Okay, so that's not an edge. We're in the middle of yesterday's session. Okay, we're right by this big price, 42.64 or 42.65, just a monster level. Okay, so when you're in the middle at that level, you're going to do this. You're going to push up to this edge, or you're going to push down to this edge. That's an outside in trade. I'm not in love with these trades because when you're in this area, it's very choppy until it decides. It's not easy to read those. Okay, so first thing would happen, we're going to go and test one of these edges. We know that it's going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. And then you got to decide, do you play the edges, right? Do we stay in balance? So this is the one edge, right? So if we come down here and we get support, you're going to do this, right? Come out here into this supply, you're going to come back. Okay? That's how it's working right now. So let's just get into the scenarios. They're very simple scenarios today. It's nothing crazy. Okay? You're in balance until you're not. Okay? And there's a lot of things in my internals, what I look at during the day, that will tell me, oh, this looks like we could be pushing for a move today, right? What I look for is ticks, the vol D, which is up, volume into up stocks, volume into down stocks. That gives me a little hints as to, okay, we can really push today, or you know what, there's not enough buying or selling in the market. Okay, so let's go for, it's very simple, very simple. So let's go for the bullish play. All right, so we already said we're going to do inside out if we stay here. Test this. You got demand here. You have this basically like a weak low here, this triple low. Okay, this could be a little bit of a bear trap. All right, because you can push. Now you also got the most traded price of this year here at 42.40. So this could, you could stay in this demand and pop out, or you can do the bear trap thing where you would rip down, you'd flush these shorts. Right? Everybody's thinking, oh my God, oh my God. If you recover and start making higher lows, we're going to make our move here and then probably to the other side. Okay, now below you, you have nice demand as well. Okay, so if the move happens where, because there's like a mini bracket in here and then a larger bracket here. Okay, so you could push down because there's single prints here, right here. So you could push down, boom. You're still in demand and you got a weak low here. If you hit this naked VPOC and you start to recover, well, that could be the move back here and to the other side as well. Okay, bearish side. All right, bearish side, same thing. Remember, big level, we're going to push out to the edges. So if we push out to here, to this supply, to the top edge of this bracket, 9 EMA daily is there. You can move up. You could do some lower highs, and then you work yourself back into here and possibly go back here and possibly test this weak low. Right? You could either bounce here or make a move lower. Okay, you could also fail at this level too, and boom, go down, break this as well. All right, so that's the ES. Let's go to the NASDAQ. What's what the NASDAQ looks like. Now, the NASDAQ has a very, very different shaped profile. I'm going to explain that to you right off the bat. Okay? This does not have a balanced profile. Okay? This is a bullish imbalance called profile. It's incomplete. So look at this profile, okay? It doesn't have much excess. Now look, it does have this, okay? It's just majority of trades happened here, right? And it really popped up here. But that's not, it has excess, but it's really skewed to the upside. So a balanced profile would look like that. And so in profile, you kind of want to imagine if this profile fills out where you could possibly go. Okay? And you can see it. I just like looking at profile because it's really quick. Boom. Oh, I can see that. Ooh, it's got room to go, right? That's the easiest way to look at it. Obviously, you can look at here. You got a double bottom, and there's the move up, and you can call that a bull flag. All right? That's how you look at that, okay? So, let's look at this together. Let's look at structure. Okay, let's look at the structure. Okay, so we have a weak low here. Talked about the S 145.20. That's a weak low. All right, double bottom there. Now, you also have a weak low here. It's triple bottom here. Call it 147 in the NASDAQ. That's being held as support. All right, let's look at the highs. Let's look at yesterday's lows. Let's look at the overnight low. Let's look at the overnight high. Now, very interesting. The most traded price of the month and the week are together. So in the weekly, you have the bullish imbalance. In the more macro, okay, in the more macro, you have ultimate balance, just like you do in the ES. Okay, the most trades have been put in the NASDAQ futures market at 148.70, and then the most traded price of the week is 148. So just consider this together. If we do this and hold above here, you can push. Okay, you can push. Now, where's price now? Right here. You're underneath these levels. That's short-term bearish. So these levels is the big bull bear line, okay? That's how the NASDAQ is looking, all right? And this looks like a nice bear trap here, all right? So it's almost 100% net short. Doesn't matter. We're in the middle of the session. This is balanced. High, low, overnight low, okay? You're inside yesterday's session. That doesn't give you a ton of edge, but we know we're going to push to one of these sides, right? So same type of scenarios, okay? Here's that triple bottom here. If you're going to want to go long, you want to see this test it, and demand could hold, and you can just go like this, and this is going to be a choppy area. But if you manage to do this, you're going to go up, okay? Now, a lot of times what happens is if you break this and a little flush happens, price action, right? And it does one of these, boop, and make higher low, you're going to do that the same thing. That would be more of a bear trap, right? People think, oh my God, it's falling, but it's not, okay? So let's look at the bearish scenario here. So bearish scenario is you got to stay under these levels, okay? Market could even hit here or here, but if it stays under, right? Well, if you get some volume here, this triple bottom is going to get flushed. Now, what you need to do is take out this demand zone and then hold, find acceptance, like I talked about yesterday, is acceptance is holding the level underneath. Now you have single prints here, right here, that are very susceptible to get cleaned, and then you have the double bottom here that can get flushed, right? And usually when you flush that, you usually come back and see what happens, but like, you know, we'll have to see. That's really what's going on in the markets today, okay? All right, that makes sense, everybody? I mean, it's pretty simple. I'll just have to wait until these edges get hit and then decide, is this looking like a breakout, or is this looking like we're going back, reversion to the mean? So that's really what I'm seeing. So subscribe, set an alert if you enjoy my content, okay? Of course, if you really liked it, give me a thumbs up. And you can always follow me on X with at Console719. All right, that will be it for me today. And good luck to everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow.